See how many people come in first, man. And yeah, this man speaks lawfully concerning oppression, bro. Lawfully, man. Look at his teeth, man. That nigga look like he killed people, bro. He look like he look like he eat people, he kill people, all of that, man. These people. All right, man. Shalom, shalom. We want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Yahweh Kodash. Want to sing a double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching us this word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect. Lord willing, we're some of those men and women that believe in fear in the name of Yahweh Basham Shai. Hey, we the brothers from GMS Hawaii. I'm the brother Gabar Yahweh.
There's the brother Kahanallah.
Kind of with the brothers from the GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another lesson. This lesson was inspired by a series of videos done by this guy, Senator Lindsey Graham. Right, he's bloodthirsty for war. Right, and you can look at his face, you can look at his teeth, you can look at his countenance, and it tells you that this man, he wants blood, man. He ain't got to be the one that shedded his blood. He ain't got to be the one to sacrifice his life, right? This guy supposedly he did 33 years, which is a Masonic number. Supposedly he did 33 years in the National Guard as basically as a judge in the military, right? And this guy retired as a so-called lieutenant colonel, but he didn't have to. He wasn't on the front lines fighting nothing. He wasn't battling. He didn't have to come home with PTSD. He didn't have to come home with a leg or a limb lost. And now this guy's he's a high level politician, meaning that I won't just call him a sellout, but he's a high level warlock, man. And Esau's witchcraft and wizardry called the U.S. government, right? He goes to all of those secret meetings, the Bohemian Grove, all of that, right? He does all of those things, man. And we know that the Bohemian Grove is nothing more than a homosexual playground for high level elite businessmen and politicians, right? You have something to say, bro?
No. I'm looking for some scriptures over here.
Give me a quick second. I'm looking up something. Is Lindsey?
Well, actually, yeah, I'll chime in. But yeah, and then in these last days, we're seeing Esau pretty much show who he really is, man. A lot of people believe that Esau was just this good person that was for the betterment of the world and the betterment of all people, but in reality, he's not, man. Everything is about him and what he wants, his covetousness. And we're seeing with this whole war, and we've been seeing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, we've been seeing Esau, show who he really is. But now that we're in a time of war, they be saying certain things that makes even the general public say, like, wait a minute, these people are fucking off. Like, why the fuck they just want to kill people and shit? Well, this is that man of sin that the scriptures speak about, man. Esau Edom, the wicked, man.
That's right. That's right. This man, he's a man of sin, bro. Right. Matter of fact, can you get a precept? What is it? Psalms 110, and I believe Psalms 110. You can start at the 1.
Psalms 110. This is the book of Psalms 110, verse 1, and it reads, "Oh, the Lord said unto my Lord."
Hold on, Slack here, bro. I thought it was Psalms 110. It says, hold on, brother. Give me a quick second. I'm looking at it right now. No, that's not it. Psalms. Dang. Hold on. This is Psalms 10 and 4, Slaki. You can start at 1.
Or Psalms 10 and 1. And it's subtitled A Prayer to Overthrow the Wicked. It says,
Yeah,
why?
and this guy, Lindsey Graham, he is a son of the wicked. He's an Edomite, right? He's a warlock. He's a witch, a warlock. He's a maniac, right? And he's a nothing more than a puppet for the small head elite banking families, right? You got it, brother.
Psalms 1 and 10, it says, why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh, by Shemal Shai? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor.
Yeah, and you see that who's the poor? First of all, the poor is us, the Israelites, right? This in his pride, he persecute us, right? And when you watch these videos, you're gonna see the pride on this devil, right? You got it, bro.
It says, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Right.
For the,
I just showed you that video where the dude was saying we killing them. This was in 2025. This is before the Iranian war, so-called American Israeli Iranian war that's happening right now. He said we killing all the right people, right? And it was nothing, and we're making money, right? So they have a whole bunch of devices that they've imagined to overcome us, the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, specifically. And then they shed blood around the world. They don't care about these other nations either, right? But yet the world still doesn't see a white man as the villain, as a true villain. Like we look at the white man, so-called white man, Esau, Edom as the villain, right? And not just because you're so-called white, you look so-called white, are you the wicked? Because you got Israelites that look like him. You got Israelites that line up with Esau and do the world of Esau. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, as we speak about the wicked, their nation is a nation of Edom, which the people that you call so-called white people, those are the Edomites. Not everyone, but the majority of them, especially the ones that we're talking about right now. From the banking elite families who run this whole operation through the behind the scenes to these elite high-level politicians that you constantly see put in your face all the time. Like none of these men care about their constituency. They don't care about the people of their states. They don't care about the average working class man, not even their own people. You know what I'm saying? And they got all kinds of devices where they set up to destroy you, man. You got it, bro.
Verse 3, Psalm 10 and 3.
Verse 2 again.
Psalm 10 and 2, it says, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Mm-hmm. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Yeah, let them fall victim to the devices that they imagine, and they are. Right? This nuclear missiles that's about to come hit this place, he can hide. You know, I'm sure he'll get out. He might get out if he don't pass away before, because he's a high-level politician. But when America is destroyed, it's over. Right? If you're not part of the super elite, you ain't making it up out of here. In fact, the super elite don't even exist here. They don't live here. But he'll get the message early that destruction is happening. Some of them are going to try to run to Israel because they got such close ties with the state of Israel. Well, guess what? The state of Israel is going to be destroyed too. Right? In the NLT, it says the wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor. Let them be caught in the evil they plan for others. Let them be caught in the evil that they plan for others, man. You got it, man.
Verse 3, it says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom Yahweh by Shemal Shai abhorreth.
Right, and that's what you see. You want to see with Lindsey Graham in this video, right? In these series of videos that we got, you want to see this dude's countenance. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will what? Not seek after the Most High. I'm sorry.
Verse 3.
I'm sorry. The wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. Right, what's his heart's desire is to kill people, to put people down, to remake the Middle East so they can make money. Right, that's what it's all about, enriching themselves. They don't care about the lives that are lost. They don't care about the violence and the death and the destruction that they bring in. All he cares about is what? Boasting of his heart's desires, man. And we're going to show you this. We're going to show you this with this man, bro. This man is the fucking devil, bro. Right? And it says, for the wicked boasteth of his covetous desires, man. What is to be a coveter? You want something that belongs to somebody else. It don't belong to you. It belongs to somebody else, and you want it, and you'll figure out any way to take it, and that's a sin, right? And it says the Lord abhorreth. Here it is in this country. They say God bless America. Oh, God bless America. Oh, America is God's country. But the Lord said He hates you, man. He abhorred you, man. He disdains you. And the NLT says, for they brag about their evil desires. They praise the greedy and curse Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They curse the Lord, bro. They praise the greedy. Right? It says in the AMP, for the wicked boast and sing the praises of his heart's desires. And the greedy man curses and spurns and even despises the Lord, man. You see? Just right. How this man get down, bro. And when you matter of fact, let me play a little bit of this video. Look at this devil, man.
America first is to kill people. America first is to kill people who wish us ill, to take them off the table. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money. You just wait to see what.
You see, that's his heart's desire, right? They want to kill people and make a ton.
Regime goes down off the table. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money. You just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
See, he said the next 2 weeks. This nigga said
money.
Come on, man.
America first is to kill people who wish us ill, to take them off the table. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money. You just wait to see.
He said they're going to have a new Mideast, and they're going to make it. They're going to kill a bunch of people. They're going to make a ton of money when this deal goes down. Let me. This is he boasting of his
money. You just them off the table. When this. America first is to kill people who wish us ill, to take them off the table. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money. You just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. The mothership.
See that? We're going to blow the hell out of these people. You see that? And that's pride, bro. Only a man full of pride can say something like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Never once did he stop and ask for the Lord's decision in this, because first of all, he don't seek after Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This man is a staunch Satanist, man. And he said this nigga ain't never had a wife. He's been single for the majority of his life. This dude's a homosexual, bro. Right? These are them rage. This same way them Canaanites were in Sodom and Gomorrah. The same way they are in America. These violent, megalomaniacal, bloodthirsty demons, bro. Right? But then they'll say things like this. Hold on. They'll say things like this.
Yeah. How do you? I just think we're far removed from the event. It was
by slavery.
Yeah.
How do you come down?
I just think we're so far removed from the event. It was the original sin of the country, and I think let's just make it a more perfect union rather than looking backward, because I don't know where it stops when you do that.
Do you think the idea deserves to be studied further? Some of the 2020 presidential candidates look like there should be a commission to study the idea further.
You know, I'm not there. I want to move. You know, listen, the original sin is real. We've tried to overcome all of our mistakes with the American Indian, you name it. We're not a perfect country, but we're trying to form a more perfect union, and I don't think this helps.
What's your take on the idea of reparations? Do you think that would be?
I don't think any person, black or white, is responsible for what someone else, black or white, did 150 years ago.
Hear this shit? Someone else, black or white, did. But then a nigga do something 10 years ago, you want to put him in the ground. You want to put him in a jailhouse. Right? You done made all this money. Your country is been stabilized because you didn't just put so-called black people in slavery. You didn't just kill so-called Native American Indians and take their land. Those people, we are the children of Israel, bro. You touched the apple of the Lord's eye. But see, you don't recognize us as that. You just look at us as just oppressed people. We done passed that. That happened 150 years ago. It wasn't black people. It wasn't so-called black people that profited the most off of the enslavement of their people. Right? It wasn't. Even when Jake in Africa was doing the selling or doing the trading, they didn't make none of the money that these Edomites made for centuries, bro. And not only in America, but across the world. And all of these politicians across the world feel the same way. All these Edomite politicians, they can care less about the oppression and the destruction that they've had. And then they call it the original sin. But that whole term of the original sin, that was some modern man-made shit that came up. Some Edomite, I believe either he wrote an article or a book, and he had mentioned that. Where did the term, you see how he just shrugged that shit off like, oh, we don't need to talk about that. You don't give a fuck, bro. This man don't care about death. He don't care about blood, man. Where did the term original sin come from regarding slavery? Right? Where did that shit come from? It says the term original sin regarding American slavery is a metaphorical, journalistic, and academic phrase used to describe slavery as the foundational, deeply embedded moral failing of the United States. It's poised that slavery is hereditary. Listen to this. It poised that slavery is a hereditary systemic flaw from the nation's birth that continues to influence contemporary racism. The origin of the metaphor, the phrase has been used since at least the early 19th century. Debates over slavery expansion, such as the 1819 Missouri debate, to describe the country's deepest moral contradiction, right? So it says historically context. It refers to the 1619 arrival of the first enslaved Africans over 150 years before the U.S. was founded. Some scholars argue that slavery was not just a sin, but a crucial economic and social system that made white freedom and unity possible. But who has unity? We don't have no unity here. Unity again, you Edomites have that. So it's like they call it the original sin, but nigga, you are the man of sin, bro. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Matter of fact, finish reading what you got, bro. You got it, bro.
Psalms, back in Psalms 10 and verse 3, I'll read 3 again. It says, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High." The Most High is not at all. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Right. So he don't think about the word. He don't think about the law, statutes, commandments. He don't think about the Heavenly Father's name. He don't care about none of that. Those things are not in his mind. Those things are not in his thoughts. Right. He thinks about how he can kill, how he can steal, how he can destroy. Right. That's what he's thinking about. He says right here in the NLT, the wicked are too proud to seek the Most High. They seem to think that the Heavenly Father is dead. And why is that? Why do they think that? Because it's Psalms 50 and 16, 17. Really, is even further than that. Let me get it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, and I'll get matter of fact, I'll just go straight to the point. Psalms 50 and 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. This is Esau, Edom. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Who's the brother? The Israelites. Because we're closely related to the Edomites more than any other nation on this earth. Right? Thou slanderest thine own mother's son, and that's what they do. You name it. They slander us. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thought that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Right? In the NLT, it says, while you did all this, I remained silent, and you thought I didn't care. But now I will rebuke you, listing all my charges against you. And how is he doing that? Through us, the prophets. Right? All of these things are charges. We're talking about this guy, Lindsey Graham. We showing some of these other senators, Edomite senators, and their mindset toward the oppression that they've done to us, the evil that they've done to us. These are charges, bro. How they destroying the earth. These are charges, bro. right? Against him. So, and we rebuking him through the name and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai through the word, right? He's being reproved because he thinks that the Most High is gone, is dead, because he's kept his silence. But he ain't dead. The Most High is he's more than alive, man. Right? You know what I'm saying? He's very alive. Yahweh Shem Shai is very alive, man. Him and his son. Right? Back in Psalms 10 and 4, it says the wicked in the AMP, the wicked in the haughtiness of his face will not seek nor inquire for him. All his thoughts are, there is no God, so there is no accountability or punishment. And then you saw an example of that, where he said, hey man, why are we talking about this, man? Right? We already addressed our America's sin. Right? We don't even the other guys say America's, what is it called? America's first sin or greatest sin.
Original sin, yeah.
Original sin. Nigga, when you stepped on this land, it was a sin. You are the man of sin. Right? You talking about a sin, nigga. You are a sinner, man. You are the man of sin. You break the Lord's laws and commandments every day. The fact that you walk in this earth, nigga, is a sin, man. Because you're ungodly and you corrupt everything you touch. Anywhere you go, you corrupt. You are the border of wickedness, man. Right? But this goes back to what? Psalm 73. They speak lawfully concerning the oppression.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had something, brother?
No, I was gonna say, you know, when you sin against Yahweh Shem Shai, you're pretty much, in rebellion against the Heavenly Father, man. And you know, as Apostle Kabar says, when you know that word rebellion means to be pretty much at war. So you're the Lord's enemy. So everything this man does is anti Yahweh Shem Shai, anti life. And this is what we've been telling, you know, our people for the longest. But in their mind, they think that these same people that took our people's lands, that brought our brothers to the Americas to serve chattel slavery, and still to this day have us under their clutches. They're gonna be the ones that give you a better world. You're crazy, man.
Yeah, all they care about is themselves, man, and their enterprise. Right? So going back to here, this man, he's straight up don't give a fuck, bro. This dude, and
America, America first.
Mind you, he don't gotta go to war. He don't gotta lose his life. His children, well, he ain't got no kids, but his family members, they ain't gotta go to war. They'll just if one of them get a draft notice, they just call Uncle Lindsey, man, and he'll give you a draft affirming. You ain't gotta go fight. Talking about the people that are dying, the military soldiers that's going to die in this war are going to die for the noblest cause. So they can do what? So they can make money?
Is to kill people.
He said America first is to kill people. That's what he said. Let's look up and see what does America first mean. What does America first mean? Right? America first is a U.S. policy approaching prioritizing American national interests, security, and prosperity above international commitments and global concerns. But they put Israel first. Why you all on top of Israel's knob right now? The state of Israel, you love them. It's really Israel, the state of Israel first. Right? So when they prioritizing the interest in the security, national security, they're talking about killing people. He said America first is to kill people. That's what he said. Popularized by Donald Trump, it emphasizes economic nationalism, tariffs, and protectionism, non-interventionism in foreign conflicts. Wait a minute, you jumped in a bed with the state of Israel. Iran didn't attack America. Soon as last Saturday, brother, Saturday before last or something like that, you jumped right into the bed with your Edomite brother and went over to Iran and started bombing shit, bro. Wait a minute, what you talking about, man? Right? Non-interventionism in foreign conflicts and reshaping alliances. Didn't he say it's going to be a new Middle East? Right? He said that I don't know if we got to the point where he said that matter of fact, I'll play it.
who wish us ill to take them off the table. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money. You just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. The mothership of international terrorism is about to collapse. The captain of the ship, the Ayatollah, is stone cold dead. The mothership of...
Yeah, they say the captain of the ship. It's just like Hillary Clinton. He's gone. What Hillary Clinton say about Gaddafi being killed, man? Mind you, Libya wasn't even at war with America, right? But that was a part of their 10-step or their 5-step program. They were going to take over these different countries, man. On Gaddafi. Yeah, on Gaddafi. What she say right here? Look at this. This is how the Edomite feel about death. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't care about shedding blood.
Tomorrow. Thanks.
Wow. Huh. Unconfirmed. Yeah. No. Unconfirmed reports about Gaddafi being captured. Unconfirmed. Yeah, we've had too many. We've had a bunch of those before. We've had, have had him captured a couple of times.
Hold on.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
You see that shit? This bitch ain't never put her life. She ain't never served in the military. She ain't never had to worry about her family being overcome and destroyed or drugged into the streets and beat up and shot and shit, right? Look, you see how she celebrate, bro. This is the Edomite, bro. All of them are like this, bro. See, we on this level, we only deal with the average Edomite, bro. So you when we talk, bro, this message is going to the elites because this is how they act, bro. They get excited. I mean, they get turned on, man. This bitch, she kills kids and wears their blood on her body. They said he took a kid's face off and put it on her own face, man. She loves this shit. They love blood, bro. Listen to this shit again, bro. Listen, look how joyous she was. Look how happy she was, bro.
And of uncontrollable.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
You see how they just laughing. That's somebody's death. That's somebody's death. Because those people that killed them, they were nothing but hitmen for the so-called white man. Right? But then they'll try to act like they love people. They try to act like American lives matter. They don't give a fuck about military men and women. They don't care about the average American. They don't care about nobody but themselves, bro. And they love fucking blood, bro. You had something, brother?
Kind of got a precept here in Psalm 73 and verse 6. It says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment.
Start at 5.
Psalm 73 and 5, it says, for they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Yeah, so they don't have the problems that the average man has, the Israelite man has. They're not plagued with the curses. They ain't plagued with, catching hell. So they're not in trouble like other men. The other men are us. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
No, verse 6.
Also, like in verse 6, it says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment.
So they wear pride on them like a necklace, man. Yeah. Pride it comes with them. It's like it's included with the Edomite. And when you see things like this, bro, this shows you that these words are true, man. Mind you, I don't know if you saw the video of Gaddafi being killed in the streets, bro. And then they had his body on display, man. That shit wasn't something that she could handle. If that happened to her, bro, she would be screaming and hollering, bro. But instead, she's laughing because she ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And not only her, the woman that's interviewing her, man. The man died. You killed a sovereign leader. They killed a sovereign leader. They destabilized his country. That's what they did. Libya is still destabilized to this day. right? Hold on, man. Is Libya still going through destabilization? Right? Or should it? Yes. You see this? Libya remains in a state of or recovering from intense destabilization, characterized by fragile stalemate between two rival governments in the east and the west. Mind you, when this dude Gaddafi was in that held power over that country, dictator or not, hey, them people was in order, man. You know what I'm saying? This country wasn't destabilized. It says, despite a 2020 ceasefire that has largely held, the country is plagued by broken institutions, economic corruption. And why is that? Because Esau went up in there and they took it down. Right? A great example. General Clark said this, man. General Clark, he spoke about this, man. He spoke about the war, the different countries that they were going to take down. Matter of fact,
I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the joint staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military."
And this is why Henry Kissinger said that military men are dumb, stupid animals used as pawns in a global in a global decision, roughly paraphrasing. Because see, all of this that they decide to shit behind closed doors, and real people die, real people sacrifice their life, real people was almost killed, real people minds are fucked up because it's some bullshit, bro. And you thought it was all about America. They put all that propaganda out there and shit, and you thinking that you were doing a noble cause because you're in the military. And kind of find out, man, they were just playing with your life, man, not giving a fuck.
And we can take down governments. And he said, we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said,
that's what they use the military to do, to take governments down.
I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
You see? And then when we talk about Libya, why is Libya destabilized? Because of America. America did this. America did this. They did what? They brought the country is plagued by broken institutions. When this dude was alive and in power, his institution was working, man. Families got houses, they had water, they had all kinds of shit, they had access to shit, free healthcare. You can get a college degree, a doctor's degree for free. Economic corruption, armed militias, and a humanitarian crisis, making it a deeply divided, volatile, if not actively warring nation. Now, what role did America play in destabilizing Libya? And what is the United States played a central role in 2011 destabilizing Libya by leading NATO-backed military intervention that toppled Muammar Gaddafi. The U.S. initiated strikes with Tomahawk missiles, enforced a no-fly zone, provided key logistics which destroyed the state's security infrastructure, resulting in a failed state, ongoing civil war, power vacuums, exploited by militia groups. And this is the democracy that America brings. This is the freedom that America brings. Right? This is what they want. This nigga said they're gonna make a lot of money.
The Ayatollah terrorism blow the hell out of a ton of money. We're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money.
You see, this is what they want. They want a new Middle East where they control it, and so they can make a ton of money off of the resources over there. Now, I can't wait till Yahweh Shai come back, bro. This is bullshit, man. And nobody's upset about this. Nobody gives a fuck. That's the sad part about it, bro. Right? The average person, you just go along like it's just all good. Your own leaders is killing you slowly every day. Right? Taking every bit of so-called privileges that you had that you thought were freedoms away from you. And only the ones on top, only the ones that do the will of Esau, Satan, because Esau is Satan in the flesh, bro. Can win something in society, can live in society, bro. We're gonna kill a bunch of people. We're gonna reshape the Middle East and make a ton of money. That's what that shit is all about, right? You ain't warring with somebody because they a threat to you, man. You ain't warring with somebody because they over here. If you got sleeper cells in here, nigga, you let them in, and you create the environment for them to exploit this sleeper cell agenda. And a lot of times they be backed by the CIA anyway. Right? You got it, bro, man. It's bullshit, man.
This is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 10 and 9. It says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul for sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." And it lets us know that there's nothing more wicked than a covetous man. And we see how covetous Esau is, man. As you know, the other was going into, they don't have a need to go into war and take over that country or any of these countries. They don't pose a threat to Babylon or to the state of Israel. They just want the resources. They just want the control over those lands, man, because it's gonna bring them more money. It's gonna bring them control over trade and resources. So they're not gonna stop at anything, man. Like the dude was saying, we're gonna kill a bunch of people and we're gonna make a bunch of money, right? And I don't know if you played the other one that said we're killing the right people.
Oh, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
You just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. The mothership of international terrorism is about to collapse. The captain of the ship, the Ayatollah, is stone cold dead. The mothership of terrorism is sinking. The captain is dead.
The mothership of terrorism.
All the anti-Semites to all the ISIL.
I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people. We're cutting your taxes.
We're killing all the right people, and we're cutting your taxes. You're talking about the wealthy. These are small hats, bro. You got it, bro. That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Because like again, they're not gonna stop at anything until in their mind, until they fulfill their enterprise, man, which is that beast system. Yeah. This is why Yahweh Shai is gonna come. Well, the Heavenly Father Yahweh is gonna send His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, our Lord and Savior, to destroy this beast system, man. Because literally there is nothing that the people could do. There's nothing we could do to stop these devils, man. And this is why we're waiting on Yahweh Shai to come and deliver us, man.
Yeah, and like they said, and people are applauding, man, and they're nothing but small hats. These supposed to be God's people, the one you even call God and Jesus Christ. These are supposed to be His people. Are you crazy, man? Yeah, this man got the eagle posted up right in front of him. They're associated with the eagle, man. This is the book of Obadiah. I was going to say this, but I'll bring it out right now. Obadiah 1 and 1. You can read it, bro.
Okay. Obadiah 1 and 1. It says the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Keep reading.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in thine heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
And that's what Esau does. That's why he builds so high. It's reminiscent to ancient Petra. His pride in him is like, ain't nobody going to take me down. We got control of the earth. We hold policy. We dictate what's going on down here. That's how they feel. He said, who's going to bring me down to the ground? Keep reading.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai.
And this is a great example of that. You see this. Look at that eagle right there, man. The Republican Jewish coalition, man. Right? He said, what? We're killing the right people.
And lowering your
Not
tax.
the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes.
We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes, meaning we're making you money. Right? That's what they said. And the nigga he was drunk, but he was telling the truth. This cannot be real. Like, this is so embarrassing. It is real. We need term limits. There is no term limits, man. You got this one Jake. His daughter is running for for Congress because niggas love these high positions, man. And his daughter, this nigga been in the, and he been. I think they said the nigga served for like 18 years, something like that. He's been in 18 terms or some shit. He's been in Congress for the last 33 years, and now his daughter wants to get up in there, and he's running against her because he don't want to let go. He don't want to let go of that post, man. So there ain't no term limits because you got to ask them, how are these niggas getting reelected? The small hats reelected. He's their man in their pocket, so they're not gonna let him go. He's a head of man committees. He's a high level senator, right? So they're not gonna trade him out for somebody brand new that wants to work against them. So they do everything to keep him in there. They prop him up anytime they got. That's why you never really hear about the Senate races like that, right? The Senate races, they just they come and go, except during the presidency every 4 years. The new senators and the older ones that's kind of getting up there in age, they got to leave. Like you had that one female, she was a racist monster. She died in office. This bitch was geriatric, man. The oldest woman serving senator, right? Serving senator. This bitch right here, this small hat, this demon, this monster right here, fucking Dianne Feinstein. This bitch was fucking straight up geriatric in office and shit. Bitch died when she was what? How old was this hoe when she died, man? This fucking monster. She had to be like damn near 100. You know what I'm saying? Died. Hold on. How old was she when she died?
Right there to the right, a little bit lower. Oh, right there, died September 29th.
Yeah, throughout it, brother. September 29, 2023. She was 90 years old, bro. And she was a monster then, and she's a monster. She's a monster now. And when she come back, she's coming back into captivity, bro. She coming back into slavery, bro. This bitch, that's what she's coming back. And she was a small hat. You know what I'm saying? A fucking monster. People, she served as a senator for how long did this bitch serve as senator? Yeah.
Something.
31 years, man.
Yeah.
31 fucking years, bro. That's a lifetime. 31 years, man. 31 of them joints, bro. So she was just winning elections successfully every so often. 31 years. She was so old. They had this bitch in a fucking wheelchair, pushing her in, and she was supposedly making decisions, bro, because she was a smart. You know what I'm saying? It says Feinstein was born Diane M.L. Goldman, Emil Goldman, in San Francisco to Leon Goldman, a prominent surgeon, and his wife Betty, a former model. Her paternal grandparents were Jewish immigrants from Poland. Her maternal grandparents were the Rosenbergs from St. Petersburg, Russia. Although they were German Jewish ancestry, they practiced Russian Orthodox Christianity. So this bitch is a smart ass, bro. And now she's in the spirit world, and she gonna get her fucking teeth kicked in when she come back as a brand new baby in the kingdom of heaven. So I can't wait, bro. Hey, you think you ain't never seen nobody get live like you about to see Jake when it's our turn, bro? You ain't never seen nobody get live. Bro. You think this man? He talks about blood. We gonna be shedding their blood like water, man. They gonna be. Scripture said we gonna dance in their blood, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's
right.
It's pouring, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. It rain. Yeah.
How you take your dog outside when it rains this bad? To go to
Nah,
bed?
I just hold off until like it's not raining too hard. I just let them out real quick.
God, that's what I'm doing, man. That's what I'm doing. What you got, is a clock?
Kind of had real quick in the book of Psalms. It's 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. And Esau always talking that smooth talk about making America great, or bringing the nations together, the world for a better tomorrow. But in reality, all he wants to do is shed blood, right? And we see it now more than ever, man. These Edomites are being found out to be serial pedophiles, murderers, cannibals, and warmongers, man. Like this is what they love to do.
Yeah, that's right. This is the book of Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
That's right, man. And Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna bring forth what's the scripture that says you shall have a bloodbath of your own?
It's the same precept I was getting it from.
Oh, okay, kind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it says, hold on. Salaki. Yep, in the NLT. As surely as I live, saith the sovereign Yahweh Bashem Rashai, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own, and your turn has come.
That's right, man. And we see, these end time prophecies, jumping off the pages. So we know that Esau's judgment is near, man. And like the Lord is saying, since you did not have a distaste for blood, he's going to give you a bloodbath of your own, right? He's going to destroy your kings. First and foremost, he's going to destroy your military. Esau has this pride about him because they know they have these, these weapons, these fighter jets, all this technology under their control. But this is where Yahweh Shema Shai is going to, send his son to destroy all these things, man. The things that the people can't do nothing about, these weapons of mass destruction. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to take all that away from you, man. You're going to be found to be, as the scriptures say, to be just a man, right? You're not no God. You're not immortal and invincible. Just because you have a blessing right now, which is the sword, doesn't mean that you're not going to be taken down, man. The Lord is going to make sure that you come down, and it's going to just be the beginning of your judgment, because you're going to have to serve those 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, man. And it's going to be the worst pain, the worst suffering you could ever think so in righteousness.
Yep. Yep. And then Lord willing, we'll do that. We're gonna do a lesson entitled what's it called? Righteous Slave Masters, man.
Yep.
Lord willing, we're gonna get into that. And then next time we get together, shit, you know what I mean? We'll see. But righteous, I want to try to do it before camp. We may have to do an indoor camp because we're going through a real bad storm right now over here in the islands, man. So y'all make sure y'all throw some prayers up for us, Baba Kashah, us in our household, man, because it's pretty bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the Lord's will is, let it be, you know. Somebody said right here, I've never seen politicians enjoying war. It's a sick feeling. But they all feel this way. You got this picture of Reagan, what's this? Reagan, Bush, and what's that one dude name that runs Warren Buffett laughing, right? They sitting there, Reagan, Bush, right here. This is what they do. This is what the wealthy do. While you panic and cry for your situations, this is what the elite politicians are doing. And these are all Bohemian Grove members, bro. All of these guys. This guy, Bush, this guy right here, Reagan, all these dudes, these are all Bohemian Grove members, man. Right? Laughing at you, laughing, enjoying having a laugh, man. Right? What's so fucking funny? Right? When this dude was in office, man, Jake was kept in nothing but hell. But this guy's making money hand over fist, man.
Right.
Anyone know the context of this picture Reagan crew laughing? You know what I'm saying? It's sad, bro. It's real sad, man. And these Edomites, they think that their rulership is the best rulership. I think it's called righteous slave master because Popular Bar had brought it out, I want to say last week. I had to look at the video from last week, but these people, they're unrighteous slave masters, bro.
That's
There's
right.
there's a righteous way to divvy out judicial punishment, bro. And there's a wicked way to do it, right? And these Edomites, they believe that their way of rulership is more is better than any rulership that could ever be put on, including ours, right? Like they think the world's going to crumble without them in the head seat, right? That's what they believe, right? These devils believe that their rulership is the best quality of rulership, and it's not. It's the worst, right? This is the book of Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men. What you're looking at right here in this image, these are the bases of men, right? They're not the apex of humanity. These men are all of them, all Edomites, all these Edomite men, they're the lowest form of humanity, bro. Right? And just because they shave, they got to keep shaving their faces to look young, to look presentable and acceptable, right? Because they don't want their hair to grow. They put the suits on to make themselves more presentable to the people, right? But these people are the basis of men. The lowest form of humanity ever to exist on the earth is the Edomite man. But they say that about us. And the lowest form of women to ever exist on the earth is the Edomite woman. She's the lowest. She was the lowest. She's the lowest form of a female on earth. She gonna get it too, man. All these devils. You have something, brother?
Yeah, I had a precept in the book of Psalms 2. Well, I'll start at the top. Psalms 2 and verse 1. It says, "Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh Bashem Awashai and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us."
Slocky, bro. I was trying to put it on the screen, but for some reason now it's acting up. I don't know what's going on. Right? It was working fine. Now all of a sudden it ain't working. Motherfuckers. Let me get on the line, brother. Slocky.
No, you good.
Go ahead, brother.
Psalms 2 and 1, it says, "Why do the heathens rage, and do people imagine a vain thing?"
Yeah, and that's right. These people imagine that their rulership is going to last forever, like Psalms 49 and 11 says. That inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Right? They put themselves. They speak about how they're going to fight against the Lord when He come back. How they prepared. How they have the greatest army in the world, and you don't. You don't have the greatest army in the world. You don't. It might be more technologically sound, but the fighting force of America is weak, man. You know what I'm saying? But in their mind, they do. And then these not only the Edomite, but even the other nations, they put themselves and they set themselves up as perpetual rulers, right? But that's a vain thing because you got a time limit. Go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together, asking Salagia, take counsel together against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and against His anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us."
And that's what they do, right? When they say, "Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us," their blue letter might be down. That's crazy, bro. We were just using this shit. But there's basically this is saying here it is right here. It says in the GNT, it says, "Let us break their chains. They cry, and free ourselves from slavery to the Most High." See, and that's what we definitely gonna bring this out, Lord willing, in the next video, because that's where these nations are going, but they don't want to go into slavery underneath of the Most High, because it ain't gonna just be the Most High and Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, with them in slavery. It's gonna be us. We're gonna be the physical slave masters, bro. Yahweh Shah gonna be the first one. He's gonna be the first slave master. Then King David. Then the rest of us, man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to go into that. So they're saying, let us break their chains and cry, free ourselves what? From the slavery of the Most High. And the AMP says, let us break apart their divine bands. What is our divine bands? The law of statute commandments of restraint. It can't, because it keep them, the laws keep you restrained from sin and iniquity, bro. Yeah. They cast away their cords, which is their cords, their control from us. They don't want us to control them. You got it, brother.
Verse 4, it says, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall He speak unto them in His wrath, and vex them in His sore displeasure."
And that's how Yahweh Shai gonna speak to these nations in His wrath, because he's displeased with them, what they did to His people, what they did against, first of all, what they did against His name, blaspheming His Holy Spirit, the truth, what they did against His people, and to destroy His planet, His earth that He created through His Son and the holy angels, the first fruits. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you could tell a person they ain't had nothing to do with nothing, right? Because they don't have no respect, they don't have no care, they don't have no admiration, they don't have no love for it. All they want to do is exploit it, because they don't care about it. He don't care if it's destroyed or not, but he got to live on the same planet. You got to live on the same planet. You ain't gonna always have these exclusive clubs and islands that you can freak off on in the middle of nowhere. That's not always going to happen for you, man. You're gonna be tracked down. When we come out of them chairs, man, we're gonna be straight up Terminators, man. We're gonna track each and every last one of you down, and you're going into captivity. And you can fight against it all you want, but you ain't gonna win. It's futile. Resistance is futile.
That's right.
You going into captivity, man. And just because it's going to be a righteous captivity, don't mean that it's going to be a merciful captivity, because it ain't. It ain't. You got it, bro.
Real quick, in the book of Micah 5 and verse 15, it says, "And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard." Yeah, and again, Esau is gonna catch the biggest portion of it, man. All these heathen nations are gonna catch how, the Lord's gonna execute vengeance upon them, but Esau's gonna receive the greatest portion of it, man, because he's the one that's done the most wickedness upon the earth and upon the Lord's people.
That's right. Yeah, man. So that's all I had, brother. I ain't had nothing else, man.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, Esau's judgment is coming, man. Like this pride is gonna be wiped off of his spirit when the Lord comes back, man.
Yep, that's right, man. So, yeah, this has been Lindsey Graham, the whoremonger senator. Well, the warmonger senator, which a warmonger is a person that loves war. And war involves death, murder, theft, robbery, right? When it comes to this man, right? Matter of fact, I'll end it off with this precept, Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, and that red horse, that's Esau Edom, right? He ain't gonna bring peace. He only gonna bring death. He ain't gonna bring peace. He only gonna bring war. And he loves it, man. He loves it. It's with that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Wahara Clark Wadash. I want to say give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching the word of truth and sincerity and for ruling well. Salutations to the elect. Keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost out of here. Hey, shalom.
Hey, shalom.